tasted in the air, and it leaves me wanting more. You crossed me once, it's left a bitter taste, and now you push me, I will tear you down. If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. You think you know it all. Talk will only take you so far before you have to prove it. This time I'll watch you lose it. You're out of line and out of time. Just walk away while you still have your pride. If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. I will watch you fall. I will watch you fall. If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. You're just a know-it-all, but I know you're gone, and I will watch you fall. Watch you fall.
Raleigh. Don't miss Kip Moore. Coming to the Ritz on November 20th. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Kip Moore is bringing the How High Tour with special guest Larry Fleet to the Ritz Raleigh on
It's cold outside, but I'm not worried for tonight. I shut my eyes and I'm alright. And if I fall, you'll catch me. They're waiting now. looking for you. I brushed it off, pushed it aside, but I couldn't help. I was looking for you, yeah, I was looking for you. I am a hound surrounded, I am the silence in the road, just a figure in the dark. As if coming for the storm. If I fall, you catch me, brush me back up on my feet. Being a stranger
Once again, two series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. This is Rockingham 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason from your Signature Esports One.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome to race number 2 in this season of Arca for the playoffs here at Watkins Glen. We got a pretty good showing here tonight. About 22 drivers, I believe, is what I am seeing that will fuel up for the green flag here tonight in the playoffs. Watkins Glen, a very, very, very tricky track here. Definitely one of the things you want to do on this track is be patient. Make sure you make little to no mistakes. It's going to be a big key here. Monday, when we were running there, made a few mistakes. Still end up finishing P9. So if you can keep your mistakes to a minimum, you have a very good shot at finishing in at least the top 10. So we'll take a quick look at the standings here. I believe they're updated. They are. You have Dusty Applin currently in first place with a 5-point lead over Blake Bingham. Then you got Skylar Carnes 6 points behind Dusty. And you see Carnes and Skylar both really close in time. Those two should have some pretty good battles here tonight. Followed by them in fourth place currently. You got Little Simone Twig in fourth place, 9 points behind. Fifth, you got Eric Warman. Sixth, you got Michael Giberson. Seventh is Thomas Girth. Eighth is Thomas Stanley. Ninth would be Bob Gallagher. 10th is Rob Nickel. 11th is Stephen Davis. And 12th, Josh Gross. Another guy to keep your eye out here tonight. Didn't have quite the race he wanted at Talladega, but definitely a fast car here tonight. Michael Gervie's in 13th. Chase Hardin's in 14th. 97 of Brandon Robson. He is currently 15th in the points. And to round out the top 16, you got Bobby Plastic. So those guys are definitely in contention to win a championship right here tonight. Well, not here tonight, but this season. Next week they will be at a short track at North Wilkesboro. So kind of want to finish pretty good here tonight if you want to chance the championship, because anything can happen on a short track, especially later on in the race. You can get involved in a caution late race and just have a tough time getting through the getting back through the field. Just wait for this time to go down. We'll take a quick look at the race info here tonight. The track is currently sitting at a decent temperature of 98 degrees. It seems hot, but that's probably the best case scenario for these guys. Monday night, it got up to about 115 degrees, and it was a really loose racetrack then. Some areas of trouble we could have here tonight is definitely coming out of turn 1. If you're not careful on the gas there, you can get loose. And another tricky spot is going through the bus stop. The bus stop, what I like to call it, you'll see at the map where the 13 to 17 are right now. You can see the 5 coming up, so we'll go ahead and ride along with the 5 here. This is the bus stop. That's what I like to call it, coming up here. As you see the 5 Rock in a Veterans Day scheme, along with the 23 of Josh Gross running the same scheme. That might get a little confusing, but this is definitely a no passing zone here. You got to be crazy to pass there, especially early on in the race. Later on here tonight, I should be joined by Mr. Jesse Holmes. He's currently spending some time with the family. He'll be here in a second. But in the meantime, we are racing on Veterans Day, and I do got a video to show y'all. I'll pull it up right now and play it for everyone. End of that video for all the veterans who are currently and have served in the military. Any of the branches, doesn't matter if you went overseas or not. As a matter of fact, you were in at one point in time ready to answer the call at any minute to go overseas and defend the freedoms that this country has. It's why we're able to do the stuff we do, like here and come out here and race and stuff like that. So anyone who served in the military, past or present, thank you very, very much. We do got some league members. I do not have that list. We do got quite a few league members here in this league who are veterans. And some are still currently serving. So, speaking of that, if you are a veteran and you have served, don't forget there are resources out there for you, especially if you are in a difficult time or dark place. Don't be afraid to reach out, even if you're active duty. I know they kind of, I won't say frown upon it, but it's kind of looked down upon to go out and reach out for help. But if you need help, definitely reach out for it. Well, we're about to go live here. Well, racing that is. About so unfortunately, I joined the race as a driver, so I'm not gonna be able to watch qualifying here tonight. Just gonna have to watch as the times come in. They do got 10 minutes to qualify. So let's see who can post a fast lap here, and keep an eye out, especially midfield as the race starts. They enter turn 1. By the way, I do have a new mic. So if you hear some clicking, it's a really good mic. It picks up on any little sound. So I apologize in advance. I'll have to figure out how to get rid of the background noise this week. While they're qualifying, I can't watch it. How about Kyle Larson on Sunday afternoon? Coming back this season and winning a championship. Not really a fan of Phoenix, but man, did Phoenix put on some great racing this weekend between Hamrick being crowned champion, winning his first race Saturday night. That was pretty cool to watch. And then Ben Rhodes winning his first championship and giving probably an interview of a lifetime. If you haven't caught that interview yet, go watch Ben Rhodes' interview. That was really funny. So while they're qualifying, if you were in there watching and you're rooting for some tonight, go ahead and click on shout their name out right now and see if anyone got anything for the number 47 of Skylar Carnes, who has been really the dominant force this season. Ever since he joined here in Mdot, he's been a top 5, really a top 3 contender every race. Dusty Apple's been up there quite a bit too. He's had some bad luck here and there, but he's had some really good finishes throughout the season as well. But like I said, unfortunately, I am unable to watch qualifying. We still got about 7.5 minutes left of it. We'll sit here and I guess pass time by talking. I tell you guys what, the turnout we have here tonight, I am astonished because you see the time start rolling in. Skylar Carnes posting a 1:14.31. Francisco Villarreal, can't say his last name. About 3/10 behind him as Josh Grosso comes in with a 1:14.818. I'm really excited to see these battles we're going to see here tonight between the 23, the 47, the 24, and I believe the 8 with the other fast car. Hopefully they stay pretty close and create some exciting racing. We are scheduled for 35 laps here tonight at the Watkins Glen, or as I like to call it, the Glen. If you ask me, it's one of the easier road courses on the NASCAR circuit from this last season. Really easy track to memorize, and other than really turn 1 and the second to last turn, which I believe is turn 9, your car really doesn't cut loose on you too much if you're careful with what you're doing. And the fuel window should be about 15 laps. So if these guys know how to stretch fuel, it could be possible to do it in one stop. Should be interesting to see who plays the fuel strategy and who plays the I'm going all out until this race is over strategy. So more time start trickling in. Josh Grosso still holding that pole position. Any second here, they should be getting their second laps. As you see, Dusty Appleton putting his first lap in, about 3/10 off the leader. And I'm interested to see if Skylar can pull it into the 113 like he did in practice. Jarrett Mullen just messaged me. He said, "Woo, I suck." Jarrett Mullen has been kind of my in-race reporter the last few races. Been kind of enjoying it. Gives me an idea on how things think they're going. I've also have this little weather thing up right here. You'll just see it pop up on the right-hand side of your screen. probably going to leave that up to give you an idea on the track temp. So currently at 94 degrees. So these guys actually got a little lucky here tonight with a cool track temp. I know during practice we were practicing on track temps up in the 120s. As a matter of fact, you see Bobby post his second lap a little bit quicker, moves him into 5th place currently. As we had about 4 minutes left of qualifying. Mr. Grandpa Bill comes in, gets himself out of the top 10 with his second lap. And some people opting out of qualifying right now. While we're sitting here waiting, those of you watching, do not forget tomorrow night the round of 8 starts in Cup at Charlotte. Getting down to the nitty gritty to make it the championship race, which I believe is at Homestead, to crown our champion for this season in Cup. And then next Monday, we'll go into the round of 8 in Xfinity at North Wilkesboro. Definitely some good races coming up there. My bad. The championship racing cup is at Kentucky. So everyone's fighting for that spot. 8 drivers fighting for that spot right now. You win and you're guaranteed a spot in the championship for as the 8 drivers that are going to be fighting for a spot in the Final Four. You're going to have Joe Nedick, Derek Schimmel, Taver Mowry, Mike Simone, Michael Pimpere, Anthony Frey, Justin Malarkey, and Matt Fornes. Those will be the 8 drivers to keep an eye out on tomorrow night. They are scheduled for 150 laps. That might change. That might be like 125-ish. But we'll see after the race starts. That'll be broadcasted by the AAA broadcasting crew. We're about 45 seconds left in qualifying. Don't believe anyone else can qualify, so that's going to be your starting grid. But we'll go over it once again once everyone starts grading up here tonight. But I tell you what, I'm ready and excited for the racing that's going to happen here tonight. Some really close lap times in the top 5, and don't count people like Brandon Robinson and Kaufman out. I believe Kaufman, this is the first race here tonight. Brian Kaufman, I believe this is the first race, so don't count them out. Really, anyone in the top 9 might have a shot to win here tonight. As qualifying is officially over, and we'll take a look at the starting grid here tonight. You got our pole sitter, the number 23, getting a nice bonus point there. The 114.180, Josh Grosso. Outside of him, we have that 47 machine of Skylar Carnes. Going to row 2, we got Dusty Applin and Francisco Villarreal. Row 3, you got Bobby Plastic and Brandon Robinson. Row 4, you got Brian Kaufman and Eric Warman. Row 5, you got Blake Bingham and Grandpa Bill. Row 6, you got Tristan Sugg and Grandpa Giberson. Row 7, you got Jarrett Marlin and Cody Coburn. Row 8, Michael Gervey and Chad Wiggins. Row 9, Chase Harden and Ryan Simone. Row 10, I am of course not racing, and then you got Richard Gray. Row 11, Tom Gerst and Tom Standing. Man, those guys are always near each other in the starting grid. I swear. And to round out the field, in 23rd place, technically 22nd, you got number 6 of Rob Nickel, the highlight reel. Let's hope he doesn't really produce too many highlights here tonight. Oops. So Josh Grosso running a very nice Veterans Day scheme. Everyone who goes back and watches this broadcast that ran a Veterans Day scheme, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me and any other veteran that might be out there watching this. For you guys to think of us and go out of your way and find or even make a paint scheme. It means a lot. So we'll see quite a few out here tonight running a nifty little paint scheme Veterans Day. And as always, Arca does have 2 quick fixes, and we're coming down to the final few races where it's going to be 2. Starting next season, Arca is only going to be down to 1. But a majority of these guys will most likely be racing a truck, and some might even get pulled up to Xfinity. So we get ready for this long pace lap. And another big key to this race is that first turn, turn 1 on the start of the race. Give each other room. And another thing to point out is there's most likely going to be no cautions here tonight. We are on iRacing cautions, but I've never seen a caution thrown on a road course, so I don't believe one's going to get thrown here tonight. Also, don't forget, if you're an Mdot driver watching this race and you might have missed the race meeting, we do have a money race going on Saturday night, Street Stocks at Bristol. Should be a fun race to watch. It looks like Michael Gervey might be starting from the pits. Oops. I don't know what's going on with the number 29, but they caused a big gap in the field becoming a green here. Not sure what happened to 29 of Bobby there.
Green, green, green.
The green flight comes out in that outside row tech was able to catch up as we go green. The 23 and the 47 side by side going into turn 1. Number 8 of Dusty Applin right behind them. Side by side, those guys go through turn 1. We go into the S to see if anyone backs out. If they stay side by side through the S's. Very tricky part of the track to be side by side at. Looks like Dusty's going to have, apologies, Skyler's going to have the advantage coming out of the S's as Dusty's going to hop in front of the 23, Josh Grosso as well. The early move for the 847 as it's going to push the 23 all the way back to 3rd place. I'm getting notification Blake Bingham might have crashed. If I can take a look what happened to the 2 car here. Oh, looks like he might have got a little bump from the 11 there and just loses it. Jarrett Vaughn making it through. Everyone making it through. No contact. We go back to the live feed. It's still Skylar Carnes leading the pack coming into the turn 9. Looks like he's going to lead this first lap of the race. Kind of curious what happened to the 29 to start that race. Really lost quite a bit of the field coming to the green flag. Looks like Michael Gervey went off track. So these top 5 drivers you can put under a blanket. Very close racing here tonight. All within about 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds. Just looking through the field, trying to find any battles. Looks like we might have one brewing between the 110 and the 36. They seem to be pretty close in lap time. 36 are Ryan Simone running a nice U.S. Army paint scheme. Just a little loose cut there coming out of the bus stop into the carousel. Able to collect his car and keep on driving. Should be interesting to see who's going to play the fuel mileage game and who's just going to drive it all out till the checker flag flies. Looks like at this point, Skylar Carnes, he ain't saving no fuel. Looks like Rob Nickel might have an issue. So he had an issue. Oh, Rob Nickel hitting the wall hard. Go back and take a look what happened there. It looks like he went off track, and I don't know if he got help from the two of Blake Bing or not, but he hit that wall hard and lost his front bumper and everything there. Rob Nickel with early issues here tonight. Would not be surprised if he came to pit road, as Tristan Sugg looks like he has had an issue on track. Number 11, Skull Machine of Tristan here going into the bus stop. Might have missed his braking point. Brakes a little too hard and just slams the inside wall. Luckily, he spins around out of the racing line. So, big break for the guys. Richard Gray's having some issues as well. Let's take a look what happened there. Going to the bus stop as well for Richard Gray. Oh, it looks like Richard. Oh, Richard hit the 11. I don't see no damage on the 110 though. So Richard Gray got a little lucky there. So some early issues for some guys, and that's kind of given here at Watkins Glen. A very difficult track to race at. Anytime you put some older guys on a road course, it tends to cause quite a few off tracks and crashes and stuff like that. But people like Skylar Carnes, Dusty Apple, and Josh Grosso, I guess they're good everywhere they go. They're like the new Manny of the league, I guess. As Tristan Sugg having some more issues. Looks like he uses quick fix. No, he did not use a quick fix. I think he might have got on the gas a little too early out of turn 1, and that's exactly what happened there. So you guys are definitely keeping this racing interesting, as Skylar Carnes has about a 6/10 lead on the 8 of Dusty Applin here. Top 4 still within striking distance, as Francisco's fallen off a little bit, but I believe the 24, he might be playing some fuel run strategy here. As well as the 29 of Bobby, those guys were definitely fast in practice. We take some look at some last lap times. Still running about a 1:14, 1:15. No, they're running about qualifying pace. I guess Skylar Carnes is just that dang fast. So we have some people going off track. And these leaders are starting to come up to their first lap car, the 13 of Michael Gervey. You got these four, and then you got a pretty good gap between 6th and 7th. About a 10-second or so gap right there. Ooh, Dusty getting a little loose coming out of that turn. Nothing big as he's able to keep it going. Already on lap 6 here tonight. This race is going to go by pretty quick, fellers. Everyone giving each other a pretty decent amount of room. As Tristan Sugg is just not having a good race. Looks like he has crashed again. And I know how these road courses go. You crash once, your car does not handle the same. You see him spinning out in the carousel. So Tristan Sugg is not having a good time. As I think that was Michael Gervey. He did a smart thing there. He instead of having the leaders pass him in the bus stop, he kind of pulled offside. Speaking of Michael Gervey, he just crashed. This is going into the bus stop. I think he meant to do that there. Kind of give the leaders room. So smart move there by Michael Gervey. As these three have broken away from the 4th place runner of Brandon Robinson. Guarantee at this point everyone's kind of content with their at and just really kind of seeing if the guy in front of them makes a mistake, or maybe looking for the car in front of his weak point. Where are they faster than them at? Where are they losing time at? I know Monday night when I was racing, I was keeping an eye on my relative while I was driving, seeing where the guy was catching me and where the guy was losing time to me. So far, so good for these top 3 drivers. Staying out of trouble, hitting their marks. And I know as this race goes on, we might start seeing more mistakes, as I wouldn't call it fatigue. Well, maybe like mental fatigue sets in. I know that was a factor for me Monday night. As you get going, you kind of just get lost in what you're doing. Forget where you're at on track. Forget your braking point. And it's definitely a struggle racing here. Skylar Carnes, he's starting to pull away from the 8 and 23, and I believe the 23 and the 47. They've had some good battles in the past, so ready to see what those guys can do if they can catch up to each other. Josh Grosso, he was our pole sitter, lost time since then, and man, that's a big gap between 6th and 7th. That is a 14-second gap right there. We take a look at the lap times. You can definitely tell it's a 3-second gap between difference in lap times there. So I'm gonna say we have. I'll say we'll have 7 on the lead lap by the time this race is over. I think Chase Wiggins has had some issues. Coming into turn 9, I believe that is. Yep, I feel that pain right there. I made that. Ooh, couldn't save it. And a lot of nose damage there. It's like Chase has opted to come into pit lane, get that damage fixed. Gonna put him a lap down. The leaders are coming up on him and fast. That was one of the points of the track I was talking about pre-race, is coming out of that second to last turn. It is really hard to plant the throttle like you want. And it can cause you to spin out pretty easily. And that's the tough part of the track, to spin out, because you don't have a lot of room to collect the car up and stay off the wall. These leaders are starting to catch up to the 11 of Tristan Sugg. It looks like Michael Gervey has had some issues once again. Ooh, he's already off track right there. Let's go back and see what happened. Oh, he completely missed that break. When I was talking about, I could tell by the nose of his car, he braked way too late for that curb. These issues off track right there. Blake Bingham, he has some issues. Tough break for Blake. Getting on the gas a little too early. I believe he's able to collect. As I say that, he has a very minimal damage on that right side. But Blake Bingham, one of the playoff drivers, towards the top of the list. And he is definitely struggling. Currently scored in 19th place right now. Now, I'm calling it a little early, but I think the championship battle, when we go to Homestead in 2 weeks from now, I think it's going to be down to these two drivers right here. You see Richard Gray off track right there. Coming out of turn 1, does the smart things. Stays down to the right side of the track, lets these leaders by, waits for a good time to merge onto the track. Coming up on we're on lap 10 now. I heard that 15 laps, so it's a fuel run. So we'll see if these guys come in soon and get fuel and tires, or if they played the fuel saving game, which I don't believe is the case. We take a quick look. Let's take a quick look at the track temp. Hasn't changed a bit. Still at 94 degrees. Still a pretty cool track temp here at Watkins Glen. As Thomas Stanley in the 42 has some issues. That's a nice paint scheme Thomas is running there. Looks like he missed his braking point going into 1, and he's not going to slow down in time. Ooh, hard into that wall right there. And he took it. 25 to go. Lap 11 should be here in the next couple laps. We should be seeing someone come into the pits. And if you're someone like Bobby and Eric, I don't know if playing the fuel strategy and saying, holy cow, they are 3 wide going through the S's. Wow, how did everyone make it through that? Wow. That is not something you see every day on iRacing or in NASCAR. 3 wide through the S's at Watkins Glen. Everyone there, great job keeping it on track, keeping it off the wall, and keeping it off of each other. Wow. I never saw I'll say that in my life. 3 wide in the S's at Watkins Glen. Let's go back and take a look at that real quick. I got to see this again. They go through the S's here, coming out of turn 1. Into the S's, these leaders, they kind of catch lap traffic at the wrong time. Dusty Appleton does a great job staying off of Skylar. And Sarah was like, no, I'm going to the outside. I'm putting the 3 wide right here. Oh, my goodness. That was some insanely good driving right there, you guys. I was trying to say before I saw that, I don't know if playing the fuel strategy is going to help out for people like Kaufman or Warman, since they're 30 seconds behind already. And that time's just going to grow if they have to save fuel. Now, if Bobby's playing the fuel strategy, it might benefit him. Rob Nickel, he just came to pit lane. Pretty sure that is a scheduled stop there. He's going to catch it up to the 5 at Chase Harden. That's insane. I still can't get over that. 3 wide in the S's at Watkins Glen. That's like going 5 wide at Charlotte. Like, you don't see that ever. As a 42, Thomas Stanley, he just came on the pit lane for some service. Ooh, Chase Harden gets loose. Woo, that could have been bad for the 8 of Dusty Applin. Chase Harden able to collect it, and we'll have to get a screenshot of that later. Those 2 cars right by each other. That is a sight to see. Chase Wiggins, he has some issues off track somewhere. Looks like he's off track coming out of the bus stop into the carousel. So we're only 12 laps in, and we only have 13 drivers of the 23 left on the lead lap, and these guys are closing in fast to the number 36, Ryan Simone. And they're all still within striking distance. You see Mr. Skyler going around to 36 and the 8 and the 36 get into it coming out of the carousel. 8, that doesn't look like he has too much damage. Let's go take a closer look at the 8 front end here real quick. Doesn't look like too much damage really, if any, on the 8 car. I know he's probably taking quick fix just in case. I'm not seeing a lot of damage, and that's going to open the door for Josh Grosso to take over second place, and that also allows Skylar Carnes to jump out to a 2.2 second lead. As Josh had a check up right there, stay in the 80s. You see the number, I think that was the number 13 of Blake being, or Michael Gervey going a little bit high right there. As I say, though, if he crashed, let's see if he actually crashed here. See him overshoot turn 1. That might have been playing. He knew the leaders behind him. I don't believe he actually crashed, though. I think he's... Oh, no, he did crash. Hit that grass and spun out. Richard Gray has some issues. Turn 1 once again. Lost some tires up hard. Probably gets in the gas. Oh, he hit the grass. That's another thing on this track is you cannot hit the grass at all. Currently, we're down to 12 on the lead lap. About to be 11 as these guys are sneaking up on that back end of Cody Coburn. As the 23 and the 8 have closed the gap. They've gained about a second. A little under a second that last lap. As you can definitely tell, they ran a lot faster than Skyler. I don't know if Skyler's saving fuel or if he had to check up at one point for a driver. We have Richard Gray in pit lane as well as Rob Nickel. He just came in recently for some service. Cody Coburn does a great job getting around, letting the leaders get around him here. They're catching up to Skyler pretty quick. They gained another 10th or so, but these guys are about to go too wide through the S. Go back and look at that. I believe Mr. Grosso might have braked a little early here to let the 8 by. Kind of like, hey, it's a little too early to be battling for that position like that. Looks like Jarrett Mom had issues. They're coming up to 110 at Richard Gray, and that banged up 110. The front end all caved in. I think Richard needs to find the 113 of Eric and have him help him around the track again. I make that joke. We were practicing in the lobby and giving Richard Gray a hard time during practice. But in the meantime, Dusty Applin, he's closed that gap to just over a second now. You gotta think Skylar Carnes got to trying to save some fuel as they are on lap 15 right now. Let's see if you guys come in this time or if they have enough fuel to go 2 more laps. If they can go to lap 17, it is possible to make this on one more stop. You just gotta really save fuel. Chase Harden has had some issues along with Tristan Sugg and Cody Coburn. Go back and take a look at what happened with these 3 guys. Tristan Sugg, not quite sure, and he hit the grass. Oh, and luckily keeps it up high and off the number 29. Let's see what happened to Cody here. Looks like he just braked a little too late, got loose, and luckily saved it and kept it off the wall. Going through some guys who have crashed on the last couple laps, so we'll get back to leaders in a second. It seems like turn 1 is everybody's kryptonite. They cannot make it through. Let's go take a look at what happened to Rob Nickel. He crashed as well, overshooting the exit to the carousel. Unfortunately, losing it right there. Thomas Stanley has issues. Bobby has came to pit lane. Not quite sure what happened with Thomas Stanley here. Looks like coming out of the bus stop. Woo, that was close. That was a 25 that almost got caught up in that. We go back live with our leaders. They're now on lap 16. Let's see if they pit this time. Or if they can go one more lap. Everyone watch, I'm sorry about that. I just wanted to see what happens. Everyone crashed within like a 5-second gap right there. There's like 4 people that crashed on track. All at the same time, just at different points. As Bobby is just now coming off pit lane. See if Skyler in the 8 pits this time. Coming out of the final turn. Looks like Dusty's diving to pit lane this time by. As Josh Grosser, he's going to stay out and stretch it for one more lap. 18 to go. They pit this time. They technically would have made it halfway and just got to run the race the same way they did the last run. Blake Bingham has some issues. Ooh, that started before that. Ooh, Tom Gers just went to the inside a little too much, hit that inside wall and collected Blake Bingham in the process of it. She called this a Veterans Day 35. Well, let's see where the gap plays out, as I believe Skyler and Josh and really everyone should be pitting this time. People are loud exhaust. Looks like pit lane pretty busy right now. This is number 2. Blake Bingham's exiting pit lane. Tom Gers. Ooh, Josh Grosso kind of messes up the exit a little bit there. Skylar Carnes is pitting this time. Not sure if he got a penalty. Let's keep an eye on the 8 of Dusty Applin, as he was about a second behind Skylar when he pitted. Let's see if he's able to gain any time here. So it looks like the number 40 might have had some issues. That's not the number 40. I don't even know what number that is. So it's Dusty Applin. Skylar Carnes. I wonder if Skylar Carnes got a speeding penalty. He is still on pit lane. Correction, no. Skylar's just now exiting. That's going to put Dusty Applin in the lead. So pitting the lap early might have benefited the 8 here. The question is, does he have enough fuel to stretch it to the end? See the 47 and the 23 both coming off of pit lane. And remember, Dusty, our current points leader right now, so a win would definitely help him out going into the final 2 races, as Tristan Sugg has some issues out on track. Ooh, that was right in front of the leaders, actually. I was about to go to it. That was right in front of Dusty. But Tristan Sugg losing it right in front of the leaders, and man, were they lucky to get through that. But currently 11 still left on the lead lap. I said 7. We're going to finish on the lead lap. Let's see if I'm right. Not sure what happened to Bobby, as he was pretty close to these guys. He was about 9 seconds behind them, and he is currently scored 24 seconds behind. Woo, Dusty getting loose coming out. Oh, this guy was going to get really loose. No way, did he save that? No way. No way. Oh my goodness, he did. Coming into the final S right there. Skyler getting loose, bouncing off the wall a little bit. Very minimal damage. Wow, what a save, Skyler. Holy cow. As Tristan, he is not having a race. Like Tristan had issues once again here. It's that grass will come out and bite you. Spins around, very minimal contact as Chase Harden crashes. Oh, looks like Chase got a little too fast. Woo! Right in front of Cody. Hard into the wall. And that's going to collect a 25 as well. That is 25 of Brian Kaufman, the newcomer into Mdot here tonight. But in the meantime, Dusty Applin has built a 3-second lead over Skylar Carnes. Currently 15 laps left to go, and Dusty Applin's kind of pulling away at this point. Looks like Cody Coburn had issues. I tell you what, a lot of the issues I'm seeing are in this portion of the track right here, the final 2 turns, and turn 1. I'm just curious if Dusty has enough fuel. He is running this thing to the ground. He has a little bit of time to start saving some fuel here. Go to Skylar Carnes coming up. He's coming up on the 91 of Tom Girth. Keep out. Watch this. Ooh, Josh Gross, he's going to get held up a little bit here by that number 91, catching him at the wrong time as they get into it. Josh Gross is going to spin out. Man, if I'm Josh, I would have just waited to the end of the bus stop, and that's going to have Josh lose a lot of time, losing about 10 seconds or so to the leaders. I hate to see it, but that was a little bit of impatience there by the 23, if you ask me. I would definitely waited to get in the bus stop and let that guy go high and let him by. Pretty sure Tom feels bad for it, but the bus stop's just not a place to pass whether you're trying to like get around lap traffic or trying to gain position. You'd just be better off waiting until you get into the carousel to get around someone. Tough break for Josh Grosso. That's going to tighten up the battle between 3rd and 4th as Brandon Robinson's now only about 5 seconds behind the 23 of Josh Grosso. And those two are actually teammates, if I am not mistaken. They are. So I wonder what kind of discussion's going on in that chat room right now. Ooh, all eyes are on the 8 right now. He's caught up to a group of cars. The 7 of Jarrett Martin, the 32 of Cecil, and can't quite catch a car that in front of him. In front of the 32. Like this would be the 85 of Mr. Bill. So these guys are working on getting around 8th, 9th, and 10th currently. I'll tell you what, I'm really proud of what these guys on Arca here have done. Started the season out really shaky. And they have definitely cleaned up the racing here, putting on some great racing here at Watkins Glen. Looking forward to what kind of racing they can put on next week at North Wilkesboro to see the 47 get around Jared Marlin. I don't know what race I'm more excited for. I'm more excited for the race in North Wilkesboro, the race at Homestead, as Skylar Carnes trying to get around the 32 of Mr. Grandpa Cecil, Mr. Giberson, I like to call him. 85 and 32 on Grumpy Gramps Racing. Those guys came in the league, and they've done a lot for this league since they came in. Give them a lot of props. They've done a lot for this league, between helping out, admin some races, getting some stuff in dirt going. So shout out to Grumpy Gramp Racing and what they do for this league. Just being new, being here less than I think 3 or 4 months they've been here, and they've stepped up big time to help out this league. But going back to Skylar Carnes, still 2 seconds behind as Josh Grosso gained about a second or so on the leaders. He was about 13 seconds behind, now about 12.2 seconds behind. So he's starting to gain some time, but so is Brandon Robinson, and he's gained about a second as well. Alright, I was wrong. I think 6 are going to stay in the lead lap. Dusty Applin catching up to the 36. Last time he caught up to 36 as part of the track. Cost him a little bit of time, but this time by, he learned his lesson, and he's like, hey, I know where you're slower at. I'm going to get around you before you get to that part of the track. Skylar Carnes currently closing in that gap a little bit. About half a second gained in the last half a lap or so. We take a look at some last lap times. That last lap before this, Dusty put in a 1:14.95. So he puts in this lap by. We are 10 to go here at Watkins Glen. I think it's going to be a 1:15.58. Skylar Carnes runs about half a second quicker. I think it's coming down to a fuel save as Tristan Sugg has some issues out on the track. Tristan Sugg. I think Tristan Sugg's had problems every part of the track. Oh, that's Mr. Grandpa Cecil having issues. First time I've caught his name out having issues. That 32 machine. Out racing his teammate. Oh, locked with the wheels right in front of Jarrett Mullen. Jarrett Mullen's nowhere to go. That was all battle for position back there. And these guys are battling for position as Cecil's going to lose quite a bit of time from that. As Josh Gross is still slowly catching up to the leaders. Now has it down to 11.5 seconds. Take a look at some last lap times. Grosso running into 1:14 that last time by. It's Dusty Applin was a really low 1:15. Gains about 0.3 on Skylar Carnes that last lap. As Grosso gains about 0.2. No correction. Grosso lost about 0.9. Almost a second there the last time by. 9 to go here. Question is, who has enough fuel to make it to the end? Jarrett Mullen said he was slow here and currently running ninth place in a field of 23 drivers. Not doing too bad. These guys are right behind a lead lap car, the 23 machine of Josh Grosso, trying to make his way back to the field. That might have been what slowed his lap down a little bit at last lap by getting by these two lap cars. But these guys are battling it out for position right now. Jarrett Mullen's looking to the inside going into the second to last turn, and I think Giberson's just kind of like going to give it to him there. Not going to fight him too much. Still side by side going into the final turn. Oh, I thought they were. It's kind of hard to tell a little bit because of the camera angles. So Jarrett Mullen taking over 8th place from the 85 machine. It looks like Eric Warman, first time I've called his name out, has some issues out on track. Turn 1. Oh, whoa. That was weird. I want to go back and watch that again. What in the world? That was weird. Okay, then. And I think at this point, I don't know if Skylar can be able to catch Dusty. He's going to have to hope Dusty's going to run out of gas and Michael Grivy has issues out on track. Is it the grass again? Is it the grass? It sure is. Got in the grass. Right in front of Ryan Simone and Josh Gross are both able to make it through that somehow. was such a weird wreck by the 113 though. That threw me off. Not only with what happened when he hit the wall, but it shot him to the left, and I don't think I've seen that before. Usually it shoots you to the right there. That was a weird wreck. The laps keep on taking down. 7 to go, coming to 6 to go when they cross the start-finish line here in about a quarter of a lap or so. Once again, I know I said it before, but thank you all veterans who have served, past or present. It means a lot for you to leave what you're comfortable with at home, whether you're active duty or National Guard, and either way you served overseas or you served stateside. As a matter of fact, you took that time away from your families to serve this country, and at any moment you were ready to go overseas and defend this country. Thank you. We are getting down to the nitty gritty as I think Skyler is in fuel saving mode as he is starting to lose time quick. I don't know if the tires are falling off or he is just saving fuel. Let's go ahead and take a ride around in the car. Before we do that, Josh Grosso has had some issues out on track. He's going to let the 97 Brandon Robinson get in front of him. Going around Thomas Stanley here. And Thomas Stanley was just down low. Josh Grosso turned down on him. That's going to open the door for him to lose the podium finish. It's going to move Brandon Robinson into third place, and it's going to let Francisco by. Those two are battling for position. We'll take a look at this right here. Close battle for third place we got going on right here. Well, you got battle. Let's go take a quick look. What's going on between Jarrett and as I go back to him, the 85 gets a little bump from. The 23 just got a bump from. Meantime, these guys are fighting it out for that final podium spot. Who wants to interview more? Who wants it more? Taking a look at some last lap times. Dusty Applin still put in consistent 115s, and I gotta give him props. I think I ran like 1:15 in the Xfinity race for Monday. He is putting in consistent 115s. Looks like at this point, Brandon Robinson pulling away a little bit. Let's go check back in with our leader, the number 8 machine of Dusty Applin here. Currently with a 3.3 second gap over the second place machine of Skyler Carnes. You see Richard Gray off the side of the track, allowing plenty of room for these leaders to get by. We come down to 4 to go this time by. The real battle is fuel for the 8 and the 47, and then it's the battle for position between the 24 and the 97. Richard Gray goes off track right there and crashes, loses his whole front bumper. I'll tell you what, these Xfinity guys, they did not disappoint in this race here tonight. It has been some good battles here tonight, good racing, and keeping me busy with the off tracks and the crashes, I tell you that much. Ooh, Francisco getting a little bit looser coming out of turn 1. Able to collect the car and keep it going. At the 97, he's going to catch up to the 113 here. See if it allows the 24 Francisco to catch up. They're also catching up to the 17 of Chase Wiggins. We go back to our leader, Dusty Applin. He's going to cross the start-finish line this time by for 3 to go. I'm curious if he has enough fuel. So let's go ahead and take a ride around in the car with Mr. Skylar Carnes. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Catching a 110 of Richard Gray in the S's. Wow, they are driving the wheels off these things. I wasn't even getting loose like that. Man, that's why I sucked Monday. I was going too easy. Really late breaking point. Oh, wait, I'm bad luck. Skylar Carnes gets a little squirrely in the bus stop, loses a lot of time to Dusty Applin. If I'm Dusty, I'm watching that relative. I'm definitely taking it easy. Now I got 6 seconds to play with here. Brandon Robinson opened up his gap in front of the number 24 Francisco by about 2 seconds or so. It's Thomas Stanley. He has some issues out on track. Turn 1 once again. I'll start calling that the death turn. Yep, that looks like a missed breaking point to me as Mr. The 32 has some issues out on track. But this was going through the S's, coming out of the final S. Ooh. Spins it back around. It hits the wall again. Go back to the lifey. 2 to go. See if Dusty has enough fuel to make it to the end. All Dusty has to do at this point is hope he has enough fuel and hit his marks. I'm Dusty. I'm starting to break earlier than I've ever break before. As Michael Gerby said he went off track, but he went into the runoff area, into the bus stop to give the leader room to get by. The battle between third starting to heat up again. Under a second of a gap once again here. Who wants that podium more? Who wants that one extra point? Francisco not in the playoff, but I know he wants a podium finish. Brandon Robinson wants as many points as he can get going into the final 2 races here. White flag is out. Dusty with a 6-second gap over Skylar Carnes. Go ahead and take a cockpit ride around final lap here for Dusty Applin. He is not driving like he is low on fuel. I tell you that much. Coming out of the carousel, going into the final 2 turns here at Watkins Glen. Taking it as easy as he can take it. Make sure he hits his points. Dusty Apple's going to coast to a win here at Watkins Glen. Watch him catch a checker flag. We're going to go back and watch this battle for third place. It is heating up here. Francisco to the, technically the inside as they come out of the bus up. Oh, the 97 of Brandon Robson's out of gas. I believe the 97 of Brandon Robson's out of gas. He sure is. So Francisco is going to come away with a third place finish. And I don't know where Robinson's going to finish. Josh Grosso gets around him. But Josh Grosso's out of gas. So Francisco comes away with the final podium spot. Skylar Carnes giving a congratulatory tap to the number 8 of Dusty Applin. I don't know if he has enough gas for a burnout. So we're still waiting for Brandon Robinson to cross the finish line. I think he's going to lose some more spots to Mr. Bobby here. Jared Marl's going to push. Jared, that's not allowed, buddy. Oh, it's great. Jared trying to help out Brandon Robinson there for a good finish. Oh, my Lord, Jared. I'm about to see that help come Monday night. So tonight's winners at number 8, Michigan, Dusty Applin, expanding his points lead as he wins here tonight. So it's going to be a tough task for these guys to beat him here in the next 2 races. We're going to get ready for some interviews here. Soon as some people join the waiting room. As I say that, Francisco is in the broadcast or podium finishers. What's going on, Francisco?
What is going on?
All right, first and foremost, how the heck do you say your last name?
Villarreal.
No, I'm just calling you Villarreal because I can't say that. No, I'm not even trying. Man, what was going through your mind the last few laps or so? You had some good battles going on with the number 97. I saw the gap of you guys increased by about 2 seconds or so, but looking at it now, I think you're just trying to save fuel at that point. I don't know how close you were on fuel at the finish line.
I had about 2 laps of fuel left. I was just once I saw Joshua get turned and I saw me and Brandon were 3rd and 4th. I'm like, I want that podium. So I was giving it everything I had, driving it in. He was faster than me at most portions of the track, but I was getting him in that bus stop. That's where I gained most of my time in. And it set me up really nice for that last carousel. And then I think he ran out of fuel, he said.
He did.
So
He did.
It set it up perfectly for me.
Gotcha, man. And that was one heck of a race. I guess it don't matter what you're driving in. I know we had talked when you raced at Super Speedway, Nashville. You're like, yeah, I'm going to drive these cars in a couple months. And you come out here and you finish 3rd at a road course. And
Yeah.
Jesus.
I have a rookie license in road because I do not run road at all.
Well, maybe you should.
No, I shall pass on that.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to let you have this time to give some shout-outs. I know you're fighting for a podium finish. You probably want to get interviewed, hear yourself talk on a broadcast. So go ahead and give the shout-outs you want to give a shout-out to, and congrats on the 3rd place finish.
Shout out to the league. This was a fun race. Shout out to Brandon. We had an awesome battle all race long. And then, just shout out to my gaming org, St. Louis Leviathans. But just an awesome race. I had fun.
Yeah, it was definitely fun to broadcast. Y'all kept me busy with all the crashes and stuff like that, but it was definitely a fun race to broadcast. Looking forward to next week in North Wilkesboro, as I have not had luck at that track, so I'm not even looking forward to it myself. But we'll see you next week, man. More than likely. Yep. Hopefully you see a good battle between you, the 47 and the 8, because I feel that's going to be one hell of a race.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. All right, next we're going to pull up our 2nd place finisher. Dominated the first half of this race. Not sure what happened on pit stops. Let's go ahead and ask him what was going on there. What's going on, Skyler?
Furious. Fuming.
I'm going to start calling you the top 2, man, because damn it, you finished top 2 every race. I got to ask you, you dominated that first half of the race. What happened in the pit stop? Because you went in with a 2nd lead and came out 2 seconds behind.
He did a short pit. He was going to come out in front of me. Regardless, nothing really happened in the pit stop at all. What really happened was I was still on cold tires, lost it in the S's, hit the wall. Luckily, had no damage. Thank God for the damage model that we have with these Arcas. They're tanks. Sometimes if you hit it just right.
I gotta tell you, that was one hell of it. I thought you lost. I'm calling, Skylar Collins losing it. And I go back and you didn't lose nowhere in the second. I'm like, no way he saved that. There is no way he saved that.
But anytime we would, get up to lap cars, they would just block us. Block us even when I was leading. That is kind of really ridiculous. In my sense, the admin said, oh, they can run whatever they want. We're at a road course with no cautions. They need to get out of the way if they're going to be running that slow and they know they're way off pace, and let the leaders actually race it out. Dusty spun 2 people trying to catch up to me, using the bumper, trying to get him out of the way. It's ridiculous. Him and I both complained about it all night, and it just happened to me more whenever I was in second trying to run down Dusty, and it was too late by the end of the time whenever everybody realized to get out of the way. So I'm furious about that. I'm furious that, I lost it in the S's. Otherwise, I would have gave Dusty a run for his money because I know he was, bingo fuel. He was probably on that last lap saving as much as he could. But if I was there, I could have capitalized on it. Dusty ran one heck of a race. It's going to be tough to try to beat him in the playoffs now, unfortunately, because of lap traffic here not wanting to cooperate with the fast guys.
Yeah, I gotta ask you, man. I call it the bus stop. I don't know what in the world you guys call it. I call the the heavy braking zone, middle of the track. I call that the bus stop. And then I call the long right hander to the carousel. To give you an idea what I'm talking about. You had kind of overshot the exit to the bus stop going to the carousel. Was that just you trying to overdrive your car, try to catch up to Dusty there?
Mm-hmm. I was trying to do everything I could once the lap cars kept slowing me down, so I burnt my stuff up, and then it was too late. So, yeah, I mean, I might sound like a Kyle Busch here, but it's ridiculous. It truly is ridiculous how people drove tonight.
Hey, man, stuff happens, dude, but we go to a short track somewhere you've been dominant at. I can't even say you've been dominant everywhere. We go to a short track where anything can happen, late race caution, Dusty gets involved, opens the door right up for the playoff, for you to be in the playoffs, man. What you looking forward to going into North Wilkesboro? I hate that damn track, but hey, it's on the schedule, so I gotta race it and broadcast
I like
it.
the track. I love short tracks. Every short track I love. Doesn't matter what it is. You throw me in a short track, I'm gonna have a blast. So can't wait for it. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to get the win there. I'm gonna have to win these last two races to have a shot. So I'll give it my all.
All right, man. Well, give you some time to give some shout outs if you want to give some shout outs, man. And I know you didn't want second, but still a hell of a race and way to come out second, man. And make very minimal mistakes.
I definitely want to, make a shout out to my friend who has stage 4 cancer. We put her on my car. Nina DiBenedetto. She has stage 4 lung cancer at the age of 19, so our thoughts and prayers go out with her as she battles this cancer. We also put my spotter's grandmother on the back of the car. She passed away from lung cancer in 06, and we also just put, all cancers matter, try to find the cure. So, my podium finish and everything goes out to her for this season, for sure. I definitely want to thank all the fans of the 4017. Dusty, one hell of a race, brother. We're going to have a good battle for this championship, I know for sure. I mean, I was surprised that you were battling your happy butt back to get back up to me, man. That was awesome. Francisco, good race. Brandon, all the No Totes guys, you for putting on the broadcast. It was just good, man. Good all around.
All right, man. Well, I went ahead and displayed your car while you're giving your shout out. So, got their names included in the broadcast to go back and watch it. And congrats on second place finish. And really looking forward to you guys next week. As I was saying during the broadcast, this group in general has really done a great job of cleaning up the races the second half of the season. Y'all been put on some phenomenal racing. So, looking forward to what y'all can do at North Wilkesboro next week.
Let's hope we can get it going.
All right, man.
Let's hope we can keep that streak going. See you, buddy.
Later. All right, next we'll bring up our race winner, the number 8 of Dusty Applin. What's up, man?
What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man, one heck of a race. I know you had a battle back from a little bit of incident between you and the 6 and what I like to call the carousel. I don't know what the heck you guys call it, but that's what I rephrase it as. And I guess that short pit worked. I got to ask you, dude, how close were you on fuel coming to that checker flag?
It was I was 0.4 above my finish. So every lap that I was counting down, like say it was 5 to go, I had 5.4 laps until empty.
So
and then once I knew that Skylar kind of had a little trouble, I kind of started backing it off because I didn't want to run out.
But that I was about to ask if you saved fuel at all in the last run, because I give you all props. You and Skylar were putting in 115s consistently all throughout the race. I was like, I can't even do that on the Xfinity car. So these guys are driving the wheels off of it, man.
Yeah, it was I definitely saved with I think 3 to go. I saw him. He was like 2.9. I mean, I had to push. I mean, because 2.9 ain't nothing on a road course. But then he had a little bit of trouble, and then I saw him start 3, then 4, then I just had to back off. I backed off on the straightaways a little bit, but yeah, I was close to running out.
All right, man. I know Skylar was in here talking about the frustration of lap traffic. I don't know if you wanted to hit on that at all. I mean, up in the booth, looks like for the most part, a good majority of people moved out of the way. So I don't need you calling out names. I don't know if you feel the same frustration Skylar was with lap traffic.
I mean, it is frustrating, but I mean, it's not too much to harp on. I mean, I did get into 2 people because they were running the line that we were running, but I just simply moved them out of the way. I mean, I didn't mean to. It's just they were in my line and I was coming. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, because I mean, it's our track. It's not, it's not my track. It's everybody's track. Everyone's racing for position. So I get it. I get both sides, but I mean, I can't really harp on it too much. I finished first, so.
Yeah, that you did. I was kind of shocked you were good on fuel coming in a lap early, and it benefited you. You went in a second behind, came out 2 seconds in front. Let you give out any shout-outs you want to give shout-outs to, man.
Of course, HSR, thanks for a good season so far. Hopefully we can take this number 8 to the championship for, and of course, thank you to all the veterans. Let us enjoy this great hobby, and that's about it.
All right, man. One last thing, dude. Skyler, you and him have had battles really all season long. What you looking forward to going into North Wilkesboro next week?
Same way we raced at Nashville, at the fairgrounds. It was me and him. Pretty much me and him first, second. But if we're in the playoffs, it's gonna get racy. So hopefully, no hard feelings.
Yep, that's about the same attitude I'm going into Monday with. It's playoffs. I gotta try to get to the Final Four because unlike Arca, Xfinity, it's an elimination round. So gotta get a good finish. So no hard feelings. But if I'm faster, you gotta get out of the way.
Yeah.
But looking forward to that. Like I told Skyler, you guys as a group in whole have done a really phenomenal job this second half of the season, getting some good, clean racing, and really starting out Atlanta is where I really started seeing the racing turn around. I know y'all struggled quite a bit with cautions early on in the season, but this group in general has done an amazing job turning that around and reducing the amount of cautions and had some good green flag runs. So looking forward to that in North Wilkesboro. Might see some green flag pit stops. I doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah, we got some good guys here. It's really fun to come here and enjoy your hobby, not getting wrecked every race. So it's definitely fun. We've got a good group of guys here.
All right, man. Well, don't want to jinx you, but I probably will see you next week here in this booth. We'll see. It's a long race next week. Good luck, man.
Now hold it to you. Appreciate it, bud.
All right, with that being said, that will conclude the race here tonight. Exciting race here. Definitely, like I said, kept me busy. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. We have our first race in the round of 8, Charlotte in the Cup Series. The next week, Xfinity and Arca will both be live for the third race in the playoff. Arca's race is going to be the third race in the playoff in general. Xfinity will be the only race in the round of 8 to find out the championship for. And once again, every veteran out there, past and present, thank you so much for your service. Y'all have a nice night and have a safe